This is Rogers TV.
Good evening and welcome to Weststock. We've got a great episode for you, but of course I say that at the beginning of every episode, but I always mean it. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to our Christmas tree, which is now officially on the set. You will be seeing that here momentarily. I wanted to put it up last week, but Gian said, hey, can we at least wait till December? So anyway, the Christmas tree is up. We've got a great episode for you. We are going to be talking about events coming up this month in Corner Brook, and we're going to be checking in with some of the fine venues, but this is a great opportunity for reminding you about one that's not on the list, but it is now. On December 27th, we are celebrating classic heavy metal with a tribute to Metallica on Broadway on Corner Brook. This is a thing that used to happen every Christmas time when Metal Militia, the area's beloved Metallica tribute, got together for a night of great music and to take the edge off Christmas a little. And so that is on sale right now, December 27th. It's going to be a great time. You can go to tickettide.ca and grab your tickets, and we will see you there. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you out at all the other great events that you're going to hear about as well. But first, we have a guest in studio and a guest on the line. Here with me right now, I have Mike Kearly, who's the Executive Director of Vine Place, which is a facility that's improving the well-being of youth right here in our community. And we're going to be joined online by Jen Crowe, who's the Executive Director of Choices for Youth, and she is out in St. John's. Mike, Jen, thank you so much for being here.
Great, thanks for having us.
Jen, virtual handshake.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Indeed. Now, Mike, you've been on the show before and representing Vine Place, but for the viewers who aren't familiar, can you just talk about what is Vine Place, where is it, and what goes on there?
Sure. Vine Place is a community center located in the Crestview area here in Corner Brook, and we basically provide programs and services for usually lower income families and individuals. We have 5 pillars that kind of we try and fulfill these services and activities through, which is health, employment, education, recreation, and social. So we provide a range of services through that, including some career counseling. We have an individual that will help with everything from resume writing, job search, interview, and help you with also getting back to school education. So we have a wide range of services that we do provide.
And this is all ran by volunteers?
Well, no, we have a volunteer board,
yeah.
And of course we receive funding through Newfoundland Labrador Housing that provides the core funding for our staff.
Nice. And so if somebody was to walk into Vine Place on an average evening or day when there's maybe stuff happening, can you paint a picture of what you'd be walking into?
Sure. It might seem like chaos.
Yeah.
But we have everything from senior socials, adult crafts, kids crafts. We do a Kids Connect, an after-school program. Community suppers. Could be doing, we've had training. So you could walk into someone doing first aid or a flagman's course. Christmas coming, we often have a visit with Santa, which is quite hectic. We usually can take up to 50 kids, which we usually get every year, and we got this year, and provide like a gift, some snacks meal, and a visit with Santa.
Cool. So I'm hearing that it's a lot, largely it's centering around youth and supporting youth, but there's also really it's for everyone. You're talking about seniors, you're talking about, adults. So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. It sounds amazing. And so you guys have been doing the good work there for about 10 years now, essentially, with an anniversary coming up in the spring. And so now there's being a new partnership model implemented, which from what I'm hearing is only going to expand and enhance what Vine Place is able to do and the impact. And so this partnership is with Choices for Youth and Beckett Integrated Youth Services. So Jen, as well, please, for the Weststock viewers, can you explain what Choices for Youth is? And if you can tell us a little bit as well about the hub that's been created in St. John's and how that's going to represent this hub that's being expanded here in Corner Brook.
Yeah, absolutely. And while I'm not there in Corner Brook, clearly Mike and I are coordinating. We seem to be wearing the same colors today, so I love that. We're on the same page. But yeah, no, so in terms of the integrated youth services model, now called Beckett, this is something we've had the great privilege of operating in St. John's for a couple decades now. And Choices for Youth as an organization emanated 35 years ago, actually, out of the closure of Mount Cashel Orphanage. So, of course, many folks across our province know about the history of Mount Cashel and the closure there. It was a good news story that that orphanage closed, but what was not a good news story was that immediately there were dozens of young people in our community who were homeless. So, Choices for Youth really emanated out of a groundswell of how do we rapidly house these vulnerable young people, but also how do we make sure that their future is one where youth choice and self direction is centered in their journey moving forward. So in 1990, Choices for Youth was supporting 35 young people, specifically with housing. And today we have the privilege of supporting over 1,000 young people annually. And we help them with everything from housing to employment. We run multiple social enterprises where we train and employ youth, basic needs, on site primary care, and therapy. So it's really a full suite of wraparound supports. And, in terms of the Beckett Integrated Youth Services model, we've been running kind of what we call a one stop shop in St. John's for several years, where a young person can come through the doors, they can sit and get a hot meal 5 days a week. While they're eating their meal, they can wait to see the physician that is just located steps away from them, just across the hallway. They could go downstairs and see a therapist. They could talk to a support worker to help address the homelessness that they're experiencing and get them housed. And they can also seek support in reconnecting with family. So that model has been highly effective in making sure that young people meet all of their needs in one spot. And one of the trends that we had been noticing over the last several years is that anywhere from 20% to 33% of youth who are coming through our hub site actually just arrived in St. John's. So the Beckett Integrated Youth Services model is something we've co-developed with partners across the province with really the goal of addressing that statistic and reducing the number of youth who are coming through our doors in St. John's because they're getting their needs met better and closer to home. So together we have developed this Beckett Integrated Youth Services model with the goal of 9 connected integrated youth services hubs across Newfoundland and Labrador. And of course, what we would love to see is that young people know where they can go close to home to get their needs met rather than having to flow into St. John's to access those supports.
That sounds honestly incredible. So is this really like open? Is this just like anybody can walk in the door, any young person can literally just walk right in there?
Absolutely. Yeah, we usually say as long as you can kind of come through our front doors, the hub site is for you. So we have young people, typically in St. John's, 50 to 60 youth who access our integrated youth services hub every day. And it's really incredible, I have to say. One of the things we're so proud of is that we've really been able to measure the impact of this model over the last several years. So we actually see that about, 62% of the youth who come to us and are experiencing mental health challenges were able to improve their mental health within 12 to 18 months of engagement with us. And simultaneously, of the youth who come to us who are homeless, 4 out of 5 of them gain housing stability through 18 months of engagement with us. So it's really one of these models we often say, like, it's not rocket science. If you can go into one place and acquire housing and get a hot meal and see a physician and access mental health therapy all for free, and you can do that day after day after day, chances are that your life's going to improve, especially if you're able to gain access to housing and employment. We see those two things as something that's really moving the dial on the challenges that youth are experiencing and ultimately improving their well-being.
Yeah, man, that sounds so necessary and honestly so impressive. So some of the things that I'm hearing there, I don't think have historically been like necessarily available at Vine Place, right? Like you couldn't walk into Vine Place and see a doctor or like probably even a therapist necessarily on a drop-in. Is that going to be possible in Corner Brook in the future? Like, is that kind of a goal that is being strived for?
It is, yeah. So there is a partnership with, NL Health Services with the family care team to help hopefully provide some of those necessary services.
Wow.
And as well, there will be on-site counseling as well, so that'll be huge.
Yeah.
Like we're striving to make it a one-stop shop, so you know, there are going to be further partnerships, hopefully with, you know, yes, I don't know what the department is now. It used to be Department of Jigs.
Yeah,
but,
things move around a lot.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the idea is that, you know, if they need help with everything from, you know, doing a resume to counseling to, you know, getting a prescription, it's all under one roof. And as Jen probably has mentioned before, you know, a lot of the studies say you have to meet youth where they're at. That, you know, they don't often like going to multiple buildings.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that comes from that is the idea that, you know, you have to tell your story 10 different times.
Right.
And, you know, for some youth that can be very traumatizing. And so the thought of having to go into another individual and go, okay, here's my story, can be very challenging, and it can be a huge barrier to getting help and getting these services. So, you know, with Beckett and having just about everything under one roof, we're hoping that, and the model has proven that, you know, youth will have great uptake for these services.
I think it makes a lot of sense. That totally resonates what you're saying about how the sort of, even if they feel the desire to try to get help and take that hard step, which is hard for adults and children to do, it can be traumatizing to have to, like, it can add to the trauma to have to repeat your story and with all that. So definitely makes a lot more sense to have, you know, to be able to go into a place like this, to have the needs triaged by professionals, and then that relationship starts, that family connection, I imagine, starts right away as well.
And one of the also very beneficial things with this partnership is that, you know, the idea is to have 9, but this is not a cookie cutter solution. So each site will have the ability to develop services that that are specifically unique to that region. So, which is great, because sometimes when services do roll out, you know, they may work in one community, may not in another. So one of the great things about this is this ability to really fine tune the services you need for the youth you're seeing.
Well said. And if it's okay, Mike, just in the final moment of this interview, just to make sure that we maximize this message, can you just please say, you know, how people can take that next step? If there's a parent or a grandparent or a young person right now who's hearing this, how do they find you? How can they connect with you?
I think right now, you know, like we've been doing interviews, so, you know, if you hear the interview, please listen, because there'll probably be some more information. We're just in the process now of hopefully, you know, looking at getting some positions hired to hopefully start in the new year. We're doing a renovation, so, you know, really take a look. There are social media websites out there, you know, choices for youth.
Should they still be searching Vine Place at this time? Like, is that the best? Is that?
I would say no, they would search for Beckett.
Okay.
And Integrated Youth Services would be probably the ideal
Yeah.
kind of search. But also, you know, if you find Vine Place, call, and we can, you know, we'll try and give you as much information as we can.
Excellent.
But at least you can keep connected to us, and we can fill those people in. And again, choices for youth in St. John's as well. You know, if you could call them as well, I'm sure, and both organizations, I'm sure, will be there to help anyone that has any questions. And we're, you know, hopefully doing a really good job at media. So far the website looks fantastic. I would definitely look it up. It has a lot of great information on it as well.
Excellent. Mike, Jen, thank you so much for joining me today. We've got to take a quick break, but we will be back to talk about the events of the month, so stay tuned.
My biggest therapy is Mother Nature. When I walk through the woods, I'm seeing a little bit more than just a tree and just a plant. I see what I can do with it. I make medicines and salves from plants and trees. In 2014, I suffered with a heart attack. Since I had my heart attack, obviously there were some Western medications involved. And on top of the Western medication, I have found myself nature-wise, and medicines provided by Mother Nature has helped me a lot. With nature, I have burned sage and sweetgrass. I find that that cleanses the air and, you know, helps you cleanse your body. It also helps me talk to my ancestors. That has helped me through this whole process. I feel responsible as a Mi'kmaq person to help Mother Nature. We look at everything, whether it is a rock or a tree as life. When I collect my medicines, I'm offering tobacco to thank the plant for the medicine. So the plant will, give me medicine again the following year. It's a part of the big whole. Right now we're standing in the middle of a boreal forest. I can look around, I can see birch trees. Birch tree, for example, there's so many things you can do with that. That is the tree of life. Aboriginal people have used the bark for making canoes, for making shelter, for fire starting. There's a fungus that grows on birch, it's called chaga. I use that for my tea. It's a very, very good all-around tonic. Balsam fir trees, the blisters on those trees actually were used to heal cuts and scrapes. You cut yourself in the woods, the first thing we'll do is put some balsam fir sap on it. Society now is so fast. I think the world really needs to slow down and just enjoy nature and the smells and the sights and sounds. Well, this is where it all started in the beginning. It was from our plants, and our animals and that kind of thing. Why not go back to the beginning and get back to our roots again? It's very important for the Mi'kmaq people to embrace native tradition. For many, many years, we were told not to be Aboriginal, and I think now society has embraced Aboriginal peoples, and we should embrace our history in the sense of traditional medicines and traditional foods. I think it's all a part of the culture that we've lost. So now we have an opportunity to reach out and find ourselves again.
Hello, everyone. In the lobby, we have Lawn's annual holiday exhibition on until January. Coming up after Christmas, we have a few exhibitions booked, so please make the time to drop by and see us. We still have lots of shows coming up before the holidays. Friday, December 5th, we have Crowe with some special guests. Allison will also have a donation box set up for Willow House for anyone looking to donate. There are 2 chances to see the Irish Descendants on December 6th and 7th. Join us as we celebrate 35 years of fabulous music. December 12th and 13th, we have the Ennis Sisters, but there are only a few seats left, so don't delay. Grand Old Christmas Show, featuring lots of your country music favorites, is on December 14th and 15th. So deck the halls and jingle all the way to the show. December 16th, we have Rum Ragged. Join Rum Ragged as they celebrate the release of their brand new holiday album with a special show. Known for the rich harmonies, heartfelt storytelling, and innovation to every stage. Don't miss this heartwarming celebration of music, community, and Newfoundland holiday cheer. After that, we have a Christmas panto of Die Hard on December 20th. The decades-long debate comes to the stage. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? This Corner Brook Christmas story for all ages will finally set the record straight. It's Christmas Eve when John McClane lands in Deer Lake, ready to surprise his wife, a high-powered executive working at the Sir Richard Squires building in Corner Brook. When a collection of baddies take over the building, John is forced to fight his way to their leader to save Christmas and his loved ones. There are lots more shows on sale in the new year, so please check out our website. And remember, if you are looking for that gift for that hard-to-buy someone, we have gift certificates. so you can give the gift of entertainment. Happy holidays from all of us at the Arts and Culture Center, and we'll see you at the show.
Hello from Grenfell campus. It's December, so it means the end of the semester and the start of exams. So students are a little stressed, but looking forward to the break that follows. So I'll tell you about a few things happening here on campus. As we've been saying all year, it's our 50th anniversary, and this time of the year might be a good time to think about some giving. So we've got the 50th anniversary scholarship. So we're hoping to raise $50,000 to establish renewable scholarships that will help students across all our academic schools thrive. And you can have double the impact. So thanks to a generous matching gift, the first $12,000 in donations will be matched dollar for dollar. The annual Christmas reading by the English department is taking place on December the 8th at 12:30. So it's the longest tradition here on campus. Join us for an hour of Christmas readings, some poignant, some fun, but always guaranteed to get you in the Christmas spirit. All are welcome. That's in the Fine Arts Theater on December the 8th at 12:30. We'll be lighting this Christmas tree behind me on December the 3rd, so please join us if you'd like at 3:30. We'll kick off the holiday season. There'll be some carols, activities, treats, and a visit from someone very special this time of the year. And finally, I'll tell you about something happening at the Center for Research and Innovation. It's down on Mill Road. There's always cool things happening there, so it's definitely worth your while to check out the website. So happening on December the 9th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. It's a hands-on community night, the Right to Repair Cafe. So bring down your broken things and let's figure out together how to fix it. So there'll be bike repair with Psycho Solutions, knife sharpening, electronics troubleshooting, and textiles and clothing. Like I said, there's cool things happening there all the time, so it's definitely worth your while to follow them on social media and to check out their webpage. So it's everything from here at Grenfell. Happy holidays.
We do 4 beats to call our ancestors to our circle. For 15 years, I was very involved with the community. And then one day, a tragedy happened. My 15-year-old grandson was killed in a car accident. There's nothing in this world like it. I went to a very dark place where all you can think about is the loss and the pain. And nothing else comes into your mind until one day you get a phone call and all of a sudden the light comes on and you remember, well, maybe I'll go, it may help, it may not help, but the moment that I got into the circle and it was like a weight lifted. The culture is, for me, is what brought me back. My family, my friends too, as well, of course, in the community, but my culture, my beliefs, and the women. A healing circle is very powerful. You have women who have been through trauma, who at the moment are probably still going through trauma like I was, physically and emotionally. When the stick or the rock is passed around to each person and they speak, it's like a piece of your pain went to each of them. And when the stick comes back to you, half of that load on your shoulder seems to be lifted. It's very powerful, and it's there. It's offered to anybody who needs it. A healing circle can be called anytime. There are a lot of things that we offer in the culture. Help offers in the culture, the Women's Association, with talking circles and healing circles, workshops, different workshops that you can come to. I think if you're focused on something other than your grief, it takes away for that little, that short period of time. It gives you some relief and something to look forward to. And I think every time you do that, it gives you little baby steps back into where you should be, back into your life and back into your community's life, your family's life.
And that's it for today's episode. I want to thank the fine venues of Corner Brook for telling us what's on the go this month. And also don't forget to get those tickets to the Middle Militia Show on December 27th. But I also want to thank Jen and Mike for coming in to tell us about what has gone on with Vine Place and where things are going to be headed with Beckett Integrated Youth Services. So make sure that you check that out, look it up. It's going to be an amazing thing in our community. And if you ever have the chance to support it in any way, please do. That's it for tonight's episode, but we'll be back next Tuesday with another one, and I can't wait. Have a good night.
Come to where the land and the spirits are intertwined. Discover a whole new way to see this place. Feel the earth under your feet as you walk the path of our ancestors. Immerse yourself in our traditions. Ours is a culture alive with music, dance, art, nature, and adventure. It's in the air, the water, the sound of the wind in the trees. It's in the stories of our elders and the faces of our children, those with a shared history yet to discover. It's knowing that everything that casts a shadow has a spirit. Everything is alive. See what we see. Experience Malibu.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
What Canadian fish can grow to be as big as me? Looks like it has a beard, won't freeze in icy waters,
and will swallow rocks just to eat the creatures attached to them.
If you guessed the Atlantic cod, you're right. These cool fish hang out at the bottom of the ocean off the east coast of Canada. To learn more about them, visit our website at hww.ca.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
You all right?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Every community has a story worth sharing.